I thought that the point of Bitcoin was that the miners vote with their hashes. So the miners should get to vote as a democracy on what changes are put into Bitcoin. Well, this is a misunderstanding. It's actually a mistake. The miners vote on which transactions go in the ledger and in which order, but they do not necessarily vote, and nowhere in the white paper says that they vote on a protocol upgrade. It is a fallacy to believe that because miners have the ability to signal their readiness for something because the developers so kindly built that for them, and because the miners do actually vote for which transactions go in the block, they do actually vote there. It is a misunderstanding to believe that they vote for what software gets activated, and I'll show you why. So this is a bit outdated. There was a hard fork proposal called Bitcoin Unlimited, which we have here, which a lot of the miners are signaling for. At this point in time, it was about 40%. It's probably around the same right now. And you have the other core nodes at about 57%. But if you look at this here, what you see is that you have all these nodes, which are Bitcoin core nodes. And these are the Bitcoin Unlimited nodes. And we'll see what happens if the miners think that they can vote in new changes to Bitcoin. So this is what happens. Full nodes in Bitcoin have a lot of power. They validate the transactions. They validate the blocks that the miners feed them. For example, Roger Ver, which is a very prominent opponent to SegWit for reasons that are hard to understand, accidentally, with his mining pool, created a block which was not 1 megabyte because he was probably using Bitcoin Unlimited, which is buggy software. And he actually created a block that was more than 1 megabyte. And what happened is that his pool started to propagate it. And the Bitcoin Unlimited nodes, they received that. They also propagated it. But all the Bitcoin Core nodes said, not passing. Not only this block is not valid, we're banning the node that fed us an invalid block because, once I was trying to cheat the rules of Bitcoin. So the block was rejected. And as you can see, the block is kind of floating away, disintegrating. It was rejected by the network, along with the block reward and all the work that went into it. So the full nodes will not accept and relay blocks that are not valid.